What's up, boys and girls? Welcome to another Dave Cave Dave review. I'm Dave, coming at you from the Dave Cave, and tonight I'm having a look at the DC Multiverse McFarlane Collector Edition Firestorm, the Nuclear Man from Crisis on Infinite Earths. Yes, that's right, it's another version of Firestorm. Cannot wait to crack this guy open, guys. I've had a few versions of Firestorm in my time, going back to childhood, so I am stoked to have another one in the collection. I'm going to compare with a couple of the other versions that I have, a couple of DC Directs that I have, so be tuned for that. Just wanted to announce a couple of things before I get into the turnarounds here. So I announced a couple of things at the end of my last video, but if you're tuning in for the Multiverse, you might not be tuning in for my Marvel Legends reviews. So it was a Marvel Legends review, so totally understandable. Also, that review was like hella long. I'm going to try keep them short, but like, damn, that was way too long, man. 28 minutes for an action figure. At least it was a deluxe, right, guys? So I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep them short. But anyway, I announced that I have a partnership with an Australian collectibles retailer. More details coming on that soon, and as well as that, I announced that I passed the halfway mark to 500, past 250 subscribers, still climbing, and I will be doing a full room tour, a collection room tour at 500 subs. So with that stuff out of the way, let's get into the box turnarounds. There's the front, guys. We've got the silver highlights. We've got the Nuclear Man himself, Ronnie Raymond, with Professor Martin Stein hiding in there somewhere. Ooh, is there going to be a secret Professor Martin Stein translucent action figure in here? If you know, you know, guys. Have a look at these cool little like hand effects that we've got. Loving that. We've got 6 normal hands over here, as well as 4 effect hands. Loving these fireballs over here, and our standard flight stand for the action figure card there. So yeah, pretty ridiculous stuff that like a quarter of the box gets taken up by that, but I mean, you've heard enough of that already. So side of the box here, Firestorm, Crisis on Infinite Earths. I mean, it's a pretty classic look. I'm not sure if that is his Crisis on Infinite Earths look though, but I'll have a look at the graphic novel in the lore section and we'll compare him there. So artwork on the back. Gotta say, really interesting that they're calling this the Crisis on Infinite Earths Firestorm, but that's not Firestorm from Crisis. I don't know what that is. It might be New 52. We'll suss it out in one of the breaks and get back to you. That's the other side. There's the top. There's the bottom, man. Kadoosh. There it is, guys. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to crack this guy open, get to the accessories. See you in a bit. Peace. Alrighty, Shaka Bras, we are back. We've got these accessories out of the box. Everything that was in there, laid out on the table before us. Let's have a little look. Let's start with the stand over here. Obviously, that is shiny silver on that DC logo to indicate that this is a collector's edition release. There's the back there. Let's get rid of that. Let's get to this crap here. Trading card. Alrighty, once again, yes, this is the New 52 costume. Yeah, not sure why they went with this for the key art when the New 52 version is the platinum variant, the chase figure, and yeah, not sure why this is like the Crisis on Infinite Earths figure, and the key art on the trading card itself is New 52. Kind of weird that they got it backwards there. There's the back there. If you want to have a read of that, you can pause it there. Yeah, kind of interesting that the Hawkman is, yeah, the platinum. The classic was the platinum chase, and the Crisis version was the main release. Whereas in this one, I guess, yeah, the Crisis version is the main release, but it's also the classic colors. So yeah, it's weird. Oh well, I don't know. I'm liking what you're doing, Todd. Anyway, I'm loving these niche versions. I do enjoy that we got that that like olive green pants version of Hawkman there. We got fisty fists for those hot Saturday nights when Ronnie and Professor Stein are at home alone and they want to beat each other up. Ha ha ha. Get your mind out of the gutter, kids. Alrighty, here are our Shaka Bra hands, Surfing USA hands, for when he's surfing that wave of hot nuclear energy. And he's like, hang 10, dudes. Hang 10, shaka bras. That's terrible. I should stop making surfing jokes right now. Here's the ball grabbing hand for when he for those hot Saturday nights, I guess. But also the have a look at the energy in my hand. But why give us this hand on the left when it's also if you have a look at this hand here, it's pretty much the same like pose on the hand, but it's it's got like flaming energy effects on it. So I mean, which hand are you going to use if you want this kind of pose? You're going to use this one or that one? Well, I guess you'll use this one if you want him like grabbing balls, I guess, but whatever. Anyway, pointy finger. Love that we get a pointy finger with this guy. If you know Mr. Ronald, I've forgotten his name. Ronald is what Professor Stein calls him. Ronnie Raymond. If you know Ronnie Raymond, you know he's a wise, cracking fella. So, he loves cracking wise with the bad guys. So giving him a pointy hand here would be perfect for those, those poses where he's, maybe firing off a joke or two at whichever bad guy you've got him posed with. Now let's have a look at these energy hands. Having a look at this one. This is the left hand version of this. We also have the right hand version on the figure itself, but I gotta say, like, it's nice that we get this, but and there's a little bit of fist sticking through. I dig that, with a little bit of kind of orange plastic, translucent plastic there, bit of a yellow wash over the top of it to kind of bring out some of those highlights. But it's a bit of a flat effect. Like it's not like three-dimensional enough for me. Because, I mean, if you're going to pose him with this hand out, it's just kind of like a flat effect. Maybe if your pose is dynamic enough, you can make it work. But for now, this kind of gives me the Page Punches, John Constantine with the pentagram accessory hand thing. I remember thinking that was such an awesome accessory, but then when I posed him, that pentagram just kind of like covers a lot of the figure there and just looks a bit flat. But look, I guess, pose him right, this will totally work. That's great. I shouldn't be complaining about him. It's fine. And then we've got this one, which is probably my favorite hand, I think. This is great. We've got a Surfin' USA hand that's kind of transforming there into a couple of pew fireballs, which is great. Got 1, 2, 3 fireballs kind of coming off of that hand there. Lovely stuff, nicely sculpted. That's really cute, guys. Digging that. And let's have a look at Firestorm himself. This is a beautiful rendition of classic Firestorm. Once again, we've got that that kind of flat 2D effect there on the hand. Well, it's a 3D effect, but it's kind of like, you're kind of just seeing that end of it there really here. Maybe you disagree with me. Let me know in the comments, guys. And then there's our energy hand there with the fire coming off it. But have a look at that paint, guys. We've got this kind of mustardy, like yellow tunic here with the muscles kind of highlighted on it with, what is that? Is that a wash or a dry brush or something? Something's kind of like, or is that just the light? Maybe it's just the light, but yeah, anyway, it just looks fantastic, guys. Really clean paint apps on the front there. Really nice stuff. Love the primary red there. Really, really cool. And on the back there, that's a little messy. Got a little paint splotch there, and I don't know what that is there, kind of going into the yellow, but whatever, at least that's on the back, that's fine. And then looking at that head, you guys, just look at that. Lovely stuff. The eyes are painted beautifully. We've got some shading under the eyebrows there to kind of make the white in those eyes pop even more, which it does. It looks so cool. And then once again, the orange translucent plastic in the head, and there is a bit of a yellow wash in that. Just to kind of bring out some of those highlights. So yeah, overall, guys, really lovely looking figure. Really digging this guy, man. He's great. Every time I see this classic design, it just kind of, it evokes my childhood. It's just a big hit of nostalgia for me. Yeah. I had the Superpowers figure as a kid. It was a hand-me-down from my older brother. And so, I just love this classic Firestorm costume. Anyway, we'll be back with some other action, guys. I'll see you in a second. Peace. All right. Alrighty guys, I'm back. Thought we'd do some lore. So here's the Fury of Firestorm, the Nuclear Man, #1, written by Jerry Conway. Art by Pat Broderick. Is that right? Yeah, Pat Broderick. Never really heard of him before, but heard of Jerry Conway for sure. Look at that classic. Not sure if you've seen that before. That image is great. But, you know, who hasn't seen that image before? I think that was the cover of The Dark Knight Returns, one of the trade paperbacks. But, yeah, here we have Mr. Ronnie Raymond having a little nap on a cloud there. And meanwhile, Professor Martin Stein is having a go at him for sleeping on the job, which is kind of like exactly the dynamic here. Ronnie Raymond was in control of the body. Professor Martin Stein was the brains of the operation. That was always kind of like in his head. Not when they were out of costume, obviously, but so here he is. He kind of like, he falls asleep and he just starts dropping through these clouds. And yeah, Stein calls him Ronald when everyone else calls him Ronnie, which is great. And yeah, he is about to kind of hit the street level, and he changes his molecular structure and just starts phasing through the whatever city it is, through the city streets, and his feet kind of pop out through the roof of a subway car, and he kind of pops out the top. But yeah, classic stuff there. The great dynamic of the college football jock and the college professor kind of playing off against each other. He's the boss, he's the brawn, he's the brains, and just a really cool dynamic there. So let's actually get into Crisis on Infinite Earths. I want to show off my beautiful original hardcover here in the slipcase there. That is a poster of the George Perez Superman holding Supergirl. Spoilers. Well, you're about to see it, but the original cover of Superman holding Kara Zor-El there in his arms, dead. That classic cover by George Perez, lovely stuff. But yeah, never been put up, just kind of in that slipcase there. And look at this amazing Alex Ross slipcase art, beautiful stuff. I had this edition in my in storage at my mum's place for like 10 years because I couldn't store my comics in my apartment where I lived with my then girlfriend, now my wife. But if you want to see, Firestorm has made the cover much like every other freaking DC hero in existence. But right on the front cover there, right over Superman's shoulder, there is our Firestorm right there on the very front cover. So there you go. He does have, he does play a semi-prominent part in the graphic novel itself. He does have quite a few lines himself, and he does get to take part in some of the action. I haven't read Crisis in so long, but here is where a bunch of our heroes are flying to some stone fortress of the Anti-Monitor to confront him. So there are our Supermans, our Supergirl, Wonder Woman, all of our space heavy hitters, and Firestorm is right there with them. And there he is, guys, just kind of having a little chat to his mates. And then where's the panel I was looking for? Yeah, there he is. So still, like, even in Crisis, he's having his to and fro with Professor Stein there. So yeah, later versions of Firestorm, especially the pre New 52, I think it was Infinite Crisis era, it was a different Firestorm. It was Jason Rush or whatever it was. But I have an action figure of that guy. We'll get to that in comparisons. We'll see you then. Cheers. Alrighty guys, back with some comparisons. We've got our McFarlane boy in the middle here. On the left we have the JLA series by DC Direct Firestorm. That's another Ronnie Raymond right there. And on the right we have the Jason Rush Firestorm from the Infinite Crisis series, also by DC Direct. Both lovely figures, great sculpts, great paint jobs, but nowhere near the same articulation as this guy right here. Now for some more DC Direct. On the left, we have the Earth 2 Superman from the Crisis on Infinite Earth series by DC Direct, and the power suit Lex Luthor on the right from the same series. Now for another figure from the same series, on the right we have the Psycho Pirate, and on the left, also by DC Direct, Alexander Luthor from the Infinite Crisis series. Now mixing it up a bit, on the left we have the Monitor from the Crisis on Infinite Earths series by DC Direct, and on the right we have the DC Multiverse by McFarlane Toys Anti-Monitor Mega Fig. Now here we have the lads posing for a selfie. We've got Blue Beetle and Booster Gold from the Blue and Gold 2-pack by McFarlane Toys. Now here we have a couple of Charlton characters, which were famously rolled into DC continuity during Crisis on Infinite Earths. On the left we've got Peacemaker from the Suicide Squad movie, and another movie version, it's Shazam. Now for some random Hasbro 6-inch. On the left we've got the D&D Honor Among Thieves, Edgin the Bard, and on the right, Kanan Jarrus wearing the Jedi Temple Guard accessory from the SDCC Thrawn set. Now here he stands with his wave mate, Platinum Hawkman and Deathstorm. Now here he stands with the DC Direct 52 series Animal Man, the DC Multiverse Aquaman 2, Black Manta with Kordax's Black Trident, and finally Jack Kirby's New Gods, Lightray. Alright kids, I'm back. Time to give you guys my final verdict on this guy. Gotta say, overall, this Firestorm is an absolute cracker. Probably my favourite DC Multiverse Collector's Edition figure that they've released so far. I'm a sucker for Firestorm, love the costume, and in this guy, I love the colours, I love the paint. They've applied it just right. That face looks fantastic with the shading and the white of the eyes just kind of popping through there. It's really fantastic stuff, guys. Beautiful, vibrant colours. They've just done him, done my boy a service here. They've done him right. It is awesome that Todd gave us the classic look for Firestorm in the wider release and made the New 52 look the platinum kind of chase variant. Once again, interesting that they didn't do that for the Hawkman and they made the classic colors, the chase figure, but I think maybe he wanted to give Hawkman a bit of edge, so kind of with those darker colors in the 0 hour version, he maybe just wanted to give him some of that darker kind of like McFarlane Toys classic grit, which is probably why he did that. I don't know, and maybe his hands were tied and he was like, I cannot overlook the classic Firestorm suit, have to do the classic Firestorm suit right. So yeah, look, whatever his reasoning was, I'm super stoked that we have him. Got to say that I love that we got that many hands. Gives us a lot of options for posing, a lot of options for display, and I have to say that, look, the standard McFarlane posability, pretty good here. But I'm still pushing for a thigh cut and boot cut on all of our McFarlane figs. I know that a lot of you out there don't agree with you. Some people have said they're sculpt over articulation, and I think that's great. But I think with the history of DC figures that we've had, it's been sculpt over articulation for the most part, going back to the very beginning of DC Direct. So I think it's time to give articulation its day and give us thigh cut and boot cut in our multiverse figures. Gotta ask the question, do we still need the trading card stand? I've asked it a lot. I'm still asking it, guys. Everyone's asking the question, do we need it? Also have to ask the question, what sets this apart? What sets this apart from regular DC Multiverse figures? Sure, we get a lot of hands, we get some effect pieces, but is that enough to justify the extra price point? Is that enough to make this guy a collector's edition figure? I'm not quite sure. But look, as I said, he is a fantastic figure, and those 2D kind of looking effects that I said for the hands there do not bother me as much as they did initially. So look, I've got to bust out of here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit me with a sub if this is your first time. Hit me with a like. Hit the notification bell if you like my style and you like what I'm doing. My name's Dave, coming at you from the Dave Cave. I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Peace.